So we need to start talking about the importance of advocating for oneself in the healthcare system, especially with the times we live in, because your voice could actually be the difference between you catching something on time and living with long-term health consequences. So earlier today, I joined Auntie Fumi's live show on YouTube. If you don't know Auntie Fumi, she's one of my favorite YouTubers. And if you know her, you know that conversations on her channel get really real with her large following of women and women coming on to share their stories. Today, the topic was about this trending story about this young girl or young pregnant girl who was in pain and clearly in distress. And the nurse in the same room with her completely ignored her. Thankfully, her mom was in the room with her and was able to help advocate for her. But stories like this expose the dysfunction in the system, because stories like this is not rare, honestly. I mean, and that's the sad part. It is not new, and people have gotten so used to it, and that is what makes it even a bigger problem and a dangerous one. While we're on this topic, here are a few things I want you to remember if you find yourself in a situation like this. One is that your symptoms are valid. Even if you can't explain them correctly, even if the symptoms come and go, even if you feel like you're bothering someone, you're not. Your intuition about your own body is real. And if something feels off, please say it. Even if you get ignored, please say it again. Number two is you are allowed to request for another nurse or doctor. I'm going to say that again. You're allowed to request for someone else. You do not owe loyalty to anyone in that building. Again, healthcare is service, and you have the right to receive care from someone who actually listens to you, someone who respects you, and someone who actually investigates your concern. Number three is ask questions, clear and direct questions. Questions like, what is the plan for my symptoms? What are you ruling out? What tests do we need? And what are the risks if we wait? Questions like this force accountability, and it makes it harder for someone to dismiss you or even rush you without explanation. Number four is bring someone with you if you can, a spouse, a friend, a sibling, someone who can speak up for you when you're tired or overwhelmed. Because two voices are harder to ignore than one, and sometimes just having someone in the room with you just changes the entire energy of the room. Five is try to document everything: time, name, what was said, what wasn't done. This isn't for you to look for trouble, but it actually protects you, and it keeps things factual. It ensures that you're not gaslighted into thinking that you imagined the neglect that you experienced. Honestly, that pregnant woman's story was very heartbreaking, but it's also a reminder of the importance of advocating for oneself in situations like this. If your voice shakes, speak anyway. If they act irritated, speak anyway. And if you've spoken out and you were dismissed, please speak again. I'm going to wrap up.